What's up, you guys? It's Rob here. Today we're going to be going over ticker symbol GME. We'll cover it on the daily, weekly, and monthly time frame in anticipation for tomorrow's trading day, May 10th. Happy Monday. Also, happy weekend. Hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. Before we dive into the technical analysis and cover the short interest on GME, if you guys can, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and make sure that you ring the bell. Also, here's your reward. Cute puppy photo. It's so cute. Reward for hitting that like button, subscribe button, making sure that you ring that bell. Thank you guys so much for your support. Really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. But let's go ahead and dive into the charts here. We'll cover or text later. Let's cover Webull first. So really for the day, GME pretty much finished flat. The huge thing is we had a nice range of going from $10 to 167. So when I take a look at this, the first thing that immediately jumps into my head is people probably day traded this. Now keep in mind, people day trade every single stock. Yes, I do understand day trading does not help the stock. However, people may not know that GameStop is going to squeeze or may not be following this. Who knows, kind of thing. A lot of people are going to look at this as a good day trading opportunity because swinging 157 to 167, if you can tell me I can swing a $150 stock for $10, I'm going to take it because that's pretty much a 10% return on a swing, which is amazing. Now, I know it's not going to help with the squeeze and all that kind of stuff, and it's not what everyone wants to hear, but that's definitely something that I could see happening here. The other thing, taking a look at our technicals here, we did break through our support here at 158. We did reclaim it within a couple minutes, which is good. And then we did pop up above 164. I actually closed a couple candles above 164 and found support here at 164 several times, and then we fell through it. The thing that I want to highlight here is we have essentially what's called a doji candle right here. And what that is, it's called an indecision candle. That's where the stock doesn't really know, do we want to go up or do we want to go down? And this time we broke to the downside. So when I see these large candles like this, those are doji candles, and it just is a symbol of indecision within the price of the stock at that time. So we did, unfortunately, instead of breaking to the upside, we did break down through the downside and fall back down below 164. The other thing to take a look at here is when we did fall through here, we did essentially have a fall from our intraday high to finding a support around, let's say 161.50, and then we had a nice rally up, and then we had another fall down. Now, what a lot of people would classify this as is what's called a dead cat bounce. So let's just say, yeah, like, I know this is a horrible image, and I know I just put a cute little puppy photo up, but a lot of people say anything that you would drop off the side of the building is bound to bounce, kind of thing. So say we're at the top of the building here, we drop the object down, it's going to bounce, kind of thing. So that's what it is called in technical chart analysis, is what's called a dead cat bounce. So we did have that bounce. We did have a nice little rally here and close at 161. So we pretty much traded flat for the day. We were up 0.06% when the whole rest of the stock market was roaring. Like the SPY was roaring, the QQQ indices was roaring, like everything was roaring. The thing that I'm questioning and what will tell us is how much short interest was on this stock on Friday. Now, also our volume, 2.93 million shares. Our volume is considerably low. So any shorts that come in and short the stock are going to have a lot of weight on the stock. And what this is telling me is, again, it's confirmation. People are diamond handing this stock and holding on to it and are just waiting for the squeeze. Because if we hop out here to the 5-minute chart frame, we pretty much have traded flat for the past 3 days. Now we've had different dips and different rips and all that kind of stuff, but our volume, when we have these rips, is there. Like we had several 100,000 shares within this rally all the way up to 167. And that's huge because what that shows is the rest of the day, our volume is pretty exhausted. If we hop out here to the 1 hour, 1 month time frame, we're still trending along this ascending level of support, which is good for the stock. We could essentially have another Friday on Monday, and we would still be fine. We would still be respecting this trend line. And that's really what I'm just looking for, is us to make these slow grinding moves to the upside. Yes, it's not sexy 20% moves to the upside kind of thing. I like I understand that. I understand a lot of us want these 20% moves and for the stock to just continue going up and 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 for it to squeeze and for all of us to get our tendies and go to the moon. But I honestly prefer the slow grind all the way up because that way the slow grind is going to cause the stock to be more attractive to new investors. Now keep in mind, people like you and me have been in this for months now. What we need is we need new people to come in and new people to buy into the stock, new people to buy in the GameStop, new people to buy in the AMC and really help us because without that, we're going to be relying on institutions. We're going to be relying on whales. And let's face it, we're going to be relying on the government to say, hey, that's not right. And when has the government really helped us out in that kind of situation kind of thing? A lot of times it's okay, we're just going to ignore this because it hasn't happened yet, kind of thing. So just keep that in mind. Other thing is our RSI is sitting here at 48.05. If we do take a look here on the 1 hour time frame, we do technically have a bearish MACD. We did have that huge sell off from our not our all-time high, our intraday high of 167.41. The other thing to take a look at is we did have the 15-day moving average cross over the 60-day moving average, which put us in bullish territory, but now they're touching each other. So what we need to do is we just need to make a bullish move, get the 15-day moving average above the 60-day moving average, and that will put us in bullish territory on a microscopic point of view. The huge thing that we're going to need to do is we're going to need to get above this 200-day exponential moving average up here at 164.73. We can get back above that. That is definitely going to put us in bullish territory. It's going to cause this MACD to reverse and we'll have a bullish MACD. We'll also see the RSI probably jump from about 48 to I'm going to say 58 or 60 because that is going to be it's going to be a large move to the upside. So you got to keep that in mind. Now, like I said, on Friday, I wanted us to get above 164. I'm looking for us to get above 164 and just try to make these smaller moves. If we can make smaller moves to the upside, then that'll definitely help us. We can honestly still trade flat pretty much again on Monday. We could do it on Tuesday too, but what's eventually going to happen is we're going to run into this ascending level of support and we're going to have to continue to respect it. And if we don't respect it and we end up breaking through it, that's when we're going to have a trend reversal and we're not going to have this bullish trend anymore. We're going to have a very bearish trend on a macroscopic point of view. Now let's go ahead and now hop over here into Ortex, cover the short interest. Oh boy. So the short interest actually decreased for GameStop 2.82% on Friday, which is it's not necessarily the best sign considering the fact that we saw a lot of short interest shares get returned to 471,230 and there were only 75,500 borrowed. So they're definitely between the volume being exhausted and the shorts not borrowing a lot of shorts and actually we're seeing a negative borrowed turn. It's a little concerning. We still absolutely can squeeze, but it's definitely one of those things I'm kind of going to keep my eye on because our utilization sitting at 60.67%. Our cost to borrow is actually down the 1.25 versus 1.26, and our shares on loan is sitting at 14.03 million, which is up about 50,000. Yeah, 50,000 shares from 7 days ago. So it's really not that much. Our current short interest it's estimated sitting at 11.2 million. As of 15 days ago, it was 11.11 million. So we're moving up very so slightly, but someone definitely took out or returned a lot of short shares. Don't want to say it necessarily was covering because our days to cover is still going up. So keep that in mind. Keep in mind, days to cover is calculated by the shares on loan. Ortex does it by your 3-month volume. So if we hop into Webull, our 3-month volume is sitting here at 21.63 million. So 14 divided by 21.63, you're going to get roughly about 1.25. Now, if we want to go by what our volume was on Friday, we're going to be looking at 2.9. So let's just say 3 to make it simple math. So we're going to be sitting at roughly about 5, almost a little bit under 5 days to cover, which is pretty significant for a stock, which definitely does make sense of why we see this short interest change, because the higher your days to cover get and the lower your volume gets, your days to cover is going to go high. And when you have that low volume, a short's going to go, well, why would I want to take out a short position when the days to cover is already sitting around 5 with our current volume? So that's definitely something that they're going to be like, okay, that's definitely a very risky decision and we don't want to do that. So that's definitely the possibility. I don't think we saw any covering, because if we saw covering, we would see our days to cover go down actually versus continue to go up. So keep that in mind. But if you guys do have any questions or anything like that, feel free to drop a comment down below. And I pretty much read every single one of my comments. Also, if you do like this platform that I'm using here, it is called Webull. I do have my referral link down below. You do get 2 free stocks when you join Webull, valued anywhere between $8 and $1,600. I do get a free stock as well. It's a great way to support the channel. Also, it's another great trading platform, and they currently are trading Doge. Also, stay tuned because I'm going to be posting a video about Doge because there's some pretty huge news. See you guys in the next one. Peace.